again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and now that we've all gotten our hairs in place, or not so much, and make sure that Quinn's grandmama likes the way she looks, we'll hopefully get word on that as the evening goes on. How are you all? How you doing, young Quinn?
I'm doing really good. It was so beautiful today. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go outside, but it was like upper 70s in Virginia today.
And how come you didn't go outside and play?
I did. I went outside. I did a day.
I
I
thought
took
you
off
said you
work
did not.
today to go up to DC to try this new Thai place by myself. It was like really, really
And
cool.
how long of a ride is that for a good new Thai place?
It's 2 hours and 40. I drive for social nutrition. I drive for the
Social
experience.
nutrition. Most of us just drive for a good meal. You drive for social nutrition.
I like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
You need some good vitamins and good community. That's how I get
You can't
replenished.
get that at the Kroger's, at the Jewels. You can't get that at the Jewels.
Jewel. There's nothing.
Not at the Piggly Wiggly. You can't get that.
Harrisonburg is limited options. Like I run into students too much, so I end up driving to DC so I could just, be by myself sometimes. And something was just like, okay, we're gonna take off Wednesday because after the eclipse, and I just really wanted to work on affirmations and journaling and like going into like the new year and stuff. And I heard about this new Thai spot because it's supposed to remind you of Bangkok street food. They're really quick, great drinks. Parking was very accessible. And I
You
just
mean
sat
Bangkok, like Bangkok, Thailand?
Bangkok, Thailand. Yes.
It reminds one of, okay.
That's what they say at the menu. It's supposed to be
Wait,
like
there's
Okay.
was that
Well,
a dirty joke that I made again? Was that a dirty joke? Did I miss it?
Oh no.
It's just that you're gonna take their word for it. It's just like Thailand. Oh, okay, all right.
No,
'Cause I gotta tell you, I had Thai food in Thailand, and it's nothing like sweet basil. I'm just saying, it's just.
Oh, but yes, my day was wonderful. How was you all's?
It was a dreary, overcast day. Stephen Hill, how was the Monday, April 8th for you?
Still clips and Sybil, I got to tell you, it was amazing. My wife and I went to a place, literally, we look where the center of the eclipse, not just totality, but like that green line that went in between the two red lines. We went literally to the center in I can't think of the name of the place, in Maine. It was above Bangor, Maine. Crystal blue skies. It was unbelievable. Yeah, very close. Or like very close. And the great thing is, while I love seeing the celebrations of it around and the loud stuff, it was great just being on a deserted highway that we just pulled over that had mountains in the background and just watch it, just she and I. It was an amazing.
Very romantical.
It was very romantical.
And Myra, where was your romantical view of the eclipse?
Right out in the driveway. Beautiful, beautiful downtown Smyrna, baby. You don't get no better than that. Okay.
Yeah.
But
you sorry.
But it was nice. My niece came over and we were like two little kids just clapping our hands and looking at the eclipse, and me trying not to walk into the mailbox. Yep. Because you can't see anything out of those glasses at all.
That's right.
Oh, you weren't able to?
No. I could see the eclipse, but I would just take a couple of steps here in the driveway.
Oh, okay.
And my niece would just grab me, going, "Hold on, Auntie, I'm about to step off the curb now." Yeah.
Now that answer, that question kind of makes me concerned about Sybil, because anybody who's put on eclipse glasses knows that the only thing you can see through the eclipse glasses is the sun. You can't see the car in front of you. You can't see the bikes whizzing by. So the fact, Sybil, what do you mean you couldn't see it? Sybil, did you actually wear your eclipse glasses while watching your totality?
I did. Absolutely.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have an extra pack of glasses left over. I had so many glasses, and I was able to give them out to the folks that we were with. 3 of the 4 Wyoming eclipsers were together. That was Yolanda, Steve's friend Lisa, and me, and Ward White. And Ward looked like he would have rather been anywhere but there.
Really?
He was just like so unimpressed, and just like, I guess somebody will be impressed by this one day.
And you had totality and no cloud cover.
We had very little cloud cover. I mean, the clouds did move. It wasn't just compacted. And it was
So
much.
you could see it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yep.
Just
And
so
we were
everybody knows,
right across
I
the
was
street. I'm
I was
sorry.
supposed to be in Dallas,
Yeah.
but maniacal me was like, oh no, there could possibly be coverage. So I
Right.
literally changed my flight from Dallas to Maine. So I'm glad. I was so glad I sent it to y'all a text like, oh my God, y'all got it.
Yeah, we did get it. And Kwyn, you'll be glad to know we were right across the street from Papa Do's.
That just ruined it for her. Oh my God.
Why do I care?
Yay,
Well,
yay.
well,
Let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter in which we seek to super serve the African American community and by the stories that we tell, as well as the communities that we serve. Young Kwyn is our LGBTQIA contributor, and she talks about that community. Her big brother, Cameron, talks about politics. Coy Malone is our social justice contributor, and little Miss Aprilette Russell is our mental health and wellness contributor. And today, Kwyn writes about women's college basketball championship coach Don Staley's comments about transgender athletes. Do tell, young Kwyn.
Yeah, so if you guys know me, you know that I actually don't pay attention to sports like at all. But what hit my phone notification was that an actual coach said that trans athletes should be allowed to play. The actual question was asked by a reporter on whether she believed biological males. It was a very transphobic question. So somebody asked her whether she believed biological males should be included in women's sports. And what Coach Don Staley said was that I'm on the opinion of if you're a woman, you should play. If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play. That's my opinion. And this was a news brief before she actually, I don't know why my cat is still biting me. This is a news conference before she actually, the team won. And according to the American Civil Liberties Union of Ohio, only 34 trans athletes have openly competed in college sports. However, there are more than 500,000 participants in the NCAA athletics in total. And last month, college swimmers and volleyball players sued the NCAA, accusing it of violating their Title IX rights by allowing transgender woman Leah Thomas to compete in the 2022 National Swimming Championship. And so Thomas was the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA swimming championship. And I also saw that they had asked a similar question to another coach, I believe for the coach of the Iowa women's basketball team. And she actually, that coach refused to even answer on it. So the fact that a Black woman openly affirmed and took a clear stance on this very hot, contentious issue is really, really groundbreaking, especially there was a recent Gallup poll in 2023 that said that nearly 70% of Americans oppose trans athletes competing in the category that aligns with their lived gender. But really the issue, and I've said this numerous times before, that this whole whether trans athletes should compete or not is still rooted in transphobia, because we're looking at trans women as still men and not as women. And I think once people are able to actually identify trans women as women and not some scientific mashup or drag queen or cross dresser, then I feel as if people understand as to why the fact that their bodies are being so politicized and diced up and scrutinized is actually way more harmful than it is protecting folks.
Interesting. Stephen Hill.
So much there. So much there. First of all, what did you use to characterize the question, the way the guy asked the question?
A transphobic, because
and here's the challenge with that. Here's the challenge I have with you call it terming transphobic. Not everybody is going to use the term that you want them to use to be able to distinguish between those who are born male and those who choose to be, or born one gender or whatever you want to call it, and then choose to be another. Biologically male, you may not like it, but he may not use the term or know the term that you particularly care for to ask that. I think his question was.
Didn't journalists know that though?
No. You think they should, and they don't. And just because they don't say it the way you like to does not mean they're transphobic. I think that that's a challenge.
Okay.
Second of all, I could not disagree with Dawn Staley more at all. I respect the fact that she took a position. I don't have to agree with your position, but I love the fact that she took the position in a very hot issue and did not back off of it. She went and she said, look, I know I'm going to be, I forget what she said, bombarded or something about my timeline. It has been, and that's what people have talked about. And again, I don't agree with that, right? The Leah you're talking about, who was a swimmer, was number 413 for men and jumped to be number 1 for women. Serena Williams has gone on record in saying men's tennis and women's tennis is not the same. It's a completely different sport. Serena Williams, possibly the best athlete ever, said that she would get beat by, what's his name, Roddick, 6-0, 6-0. It's not the same game. It's because men and women are built differently. I know you don't like to hear that, but it's Leah Williams is 413 for men and then became number 1 for women. So I think this is the thing. I think, again, I love Dawn Staley's position, but I also think there's a lot of women that played for her and who are in athletics who are cisgender female. I want to use the term that's not going to get me termed transphobic, right? Cisgendered women who are going to disagree with the coach. That said, as an aside, Dawn Staley is one of the best coaches and to do everything she does. She took one team and went 30-something and won, losing one game last year. All of them left and then took another completely separate 5. Only 5 and made them. So I want to be clear. I believe in Dawn Staley's talent, what she's done. She's one of only 5 people who's won 3 or more championships. I just respectfully disagree with her, and others will disagree with me.
Myra?
Oh, I piggyback on what Stephen Hill said, because I do believe that I guess, but biologically they are different. The male molecular, is that the word I'm looking for?
Muscular
or molecular.
Yeah, it's just different. That's why men can lose weight faster because of the muscles. I do believe that transgender people have the right to play sports. And yes, absolutely. And I think that's something we still have to work on and figure out. And I am open to that discussion. But for right now, the way they are, I would say no. And I would even be open to let's have a league or a category for transgender people, period. Because I think that would be fair.
I think that's more fair.
Yeah.
I think that,
it would allow anybody to identify themselves as they want to and not have that identification affect that other group of people. I go back to Leah, what's her name, who won the swimming championship. If Leah was in a category with other trans women, it's apples to apples. It's apples to apples in every way.
Wasn't there a boxing match recently where and excuse me, Kwyn, because I may not say the right word. Born female, transition to male, got in the and just got knocked smooth the F out almost instantly, and your heart just kind of goes out to anyone getting hurt like that. So I do think this is a subject worth discussing, but for right now, I'm not with it. No.
Kwyn, I'm going to give you the final word on this, on your story.
Okay. I'm trying to gather my mental points. I'm gonna work my way backward. So
Okay, and like Stephen Hill, I'm going to tell you that time is not our friend.
yeah, so when we talk about trans women again, whatever they were born as, biological male or not, they have transitioned. We all have studied, been in communication with folks that have undergone hormone related therapy, gender reassignment surgeries for months, if not even years. Their whole entire bodies have literally shifted into something else. So when I am asking you guys to look at trans women as not some type of She-Hulk where they have best of both worlds, this is somebody who is completely a woman. I need you guys to envision Laverne Cox. I need you guys to envision Angelica Ross, or I need you guys to envision Mara Brock Akil. Like, there's just too many examples of trans women that have clearly embodied what exactly trans women look like and their strength and their assets and all of these different things. When we hearing you guys say that trans women should have their own league, I know I'm going to get like side-eyed for this, but it sounded very similar to when white folks did not want us to play in their sports. And it was like, oh, the science says this. The science says this. The same tools that white people used against Black people to alienate, exclude, differentiate their sports, their democracy, their ability to marry whoever is the same type of civil rights attack that we see on trans and intersex and gender expansive folks right now. And I understand that it's a hard and an uncomfortable pill to swallow because we want everything to be fair. We want everybody to be able to play the game. But I need you guys to look at the longer game of this. This is a conservative political agenda tool to continue an attack on a group of people that literally just want to be able to live and play a game. And if we're all at the end of the day trying to play a game, then I think everybody should be allowed to play that game. And trans people have already been playing in sports before the language has even changed. The question was transphobic because it said biological males, and it completely deduced trans women to who they were before they transitioned. And that's why it's transphobic, because you're not acknowledging the fact that who they are today is a woman. If you're calling somebody who they were before and not looking at who they are today, that means you're not seeing me. Like, you literally are not associating me with my lived experience and my reality. And that's hurtful. And that's actually like really, really transphobic to say. If he would have said trans women, that would have been okay. And it's not my personal preference. It's literally trans folks' personal preference. We've had these different guests on the show that talked about their transitioning from trans. We had trans men on this show. We've also had trans women on this show that have talked about their preferred languages. So this isn't just Kwyn saying, oh, like, I just want y'all to be politically correct. I just want you guys to be kind. That's all people want. They want to be called trans, or they want to be called women. They want to be called men, actually. So yeah, that's it.
I just want to make one clarity. One thing, because you mentioned Mara Brock Akil, and I'm not sure what you meant by
Not
that.
Mara Brock Akil. I'm thinking of the woman who directed, who produced Pose, and I can't think of her name.
Okay.
But Janet Mock.
Janet Mock. Okay,
Janet
the writer.
Mock.
Right.
Janet Mock.
From People Magazine, I believe, was also a part of her bibliography. Okay. All right. Cool. So that is what you'll find in the newsletter. Every week, Kwyn does give us her perspective on the different stories related to her community, and we'd love to have you subscribe to the What You Need to Know newsletter. Please go to SybilWilkes.com, give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. It's absolutely free, and it also makes for a nice gift as you are coming up on Mother's Day or Father's Day or Day of Visibility for transgenders. I'm not sure. But we just had that, I know, Kwyn. But just to say that every day is a good day to give a subscription to the What You Need to Know newsletter. All right. And I also want to thank you, Kwyn, for for the work that you do and for your ability to share your thoughts on all of these things, because it's not easy, coming in against these old people and breathing new life into a subject. And
no, that's why I said that I really am open, to discussion. And I'm not of the vein of, and that's how it is. That's the way it'll always be. Like, no, I really do want to hear the other side of the story. I really do.
Yeah. And I'm with you. And so does
I'm glad Kwyn's here, because if it happened 2 weeks ago, it'd have had a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, Kwyn. Glad you're here. You know this.
And also on this day, we also have a feature from Black and Missing Foundation. Please take a look at that. A young woman by the name of Sade Kalina Robinson has been missing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin since April 1st. Take a look at that. And if she looks familiar to you, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website and report in. All right, let's move to the what's really going on question. And this is kind of like what you were talking about, Kwyn. And hear me when I ask this question, because there are people back in the day who were not allowed to play on an integrated team. People, young girls who were not able to play on a boys basketball team or a boys football team, and all of these kinds of things. I know in my case, we didn't have sexually integrated teams and what have you. So what is the one thing that you wanted to do that you weren't allowed to do?
Oh, we were kids.
Yeah, when you were a young person, or even when you were in college, and people said that may not be your thing. Consider graphic arts, maybe not so much on stage or theatrical arts or whatever. What's that one thing you wanted to do that you weren't allowed to do? Girls playing football, dreams of running in the Olympics, auditioning for The Voice, hosting Saturday Night Live, argue before the Supreme Court. What is it? What is that you wanted to do that you were not allowed to do? That you, if a genie just came out of my cowboy hat and said, Texas Hold'em, what do you want to do?
I wanted to play the drums. Straight up. I wanted to be a drummer. And my mother was like, little girls do not play the drums.
Oh.
And yes, and she had my aunt, who was the organist for her church, sit me down at the organ and teach me the song Rock of Ages. And I learned to play Rock of Ages and quit. Just like, this is not what I was. No, I was, I want to rock with, and yep, and nope. And that was the end of my music lessons, because I wasn't feeling the rock.
I never knew that about the drums.
I always wanted to play.
I bought Tom a set of drums. I don't know if he ever played. I would have taken that from him and given them to you.
No, I really don't need to have a set of drums. That ship has sailed. That note has fallen flat.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I would just go to concerts now and appreciate it. And I'm the one yelling, "Get a drummer song." Yep.
Yeah, that was always a great line. Young Kwyn, and it's people who are watching and listening, what's that one thing you always wanted to do but you weren't allowed to? Whatever it is, Myra's playing the drums, running in the Olympics, arguing before the Supreme Court, not sports related necessarily, just tell us, what is that one thing that you wanted to do?
I will say, funny enough, shout out to my mom. I did play the drums, Myra, and I did play the guitar. All four of us played some type of instrument, like between piano, clarinet, saxophone, drums. Drums were my first thing because I thought it was the easiest, and drums are actually the hardest. So shout out to all percussionists. But I always really wanted to be an actual artist, like a painter, like somebody that could actually really draw. And I remember when we had our art class and we did like paper mache lightning bolts, and you could clearly tell that mine was like the letter F and everybody else was actually like a zigzag. And like for me to be like a poet and people just like, oh my gosh, like you probably can draw. And it's like, nope, I cannot. But I've always wanted to draw, and like Corey can draw, Kelsey can draw, my older sister Kelsey, and it's just like that's one thing that I just always want to have like my gallery opening, just like, and this is something that I just woke up and did, like, and it's just this beautiful Mona Lisa of something,
and I call it Mona Lisa.
I've always wanted to paint, and I never can draw, paint, or do any of that stuff. So yeah,
but there is expressionism, and it doesn't have to look like anything, and people go, "Ooh, that's art."
But my teacher did explicitly tell. Well, he didn't say that I can't draw. He was just like, Kwyn, have you? that maybe this just isn't your greatest strength. Like I appreciate, he always be like, I appreciate your effort. Like, Kwyn, you really tried, didn't you? And it's just like, I'm sweating just like, yeah, man, like, is this not a cool? Like, what did I do? But I just never really could hold it down. So yeah.
That is so funny. Stephen Hill, what about you?
All right. First of all, so please, I think we want people to put up with the things they weren't allowed to do as well, right?
Yeah.
So
you weren't allowed to do that. If you could, you would do it now.
Right. So, that's okay. Now what you weren't allowed to do, which you would do if you could do it now. So I intellectualize it because it's being allowed to do, right? So when you say not allowed to do, I'm like, okay, so that could only have to go back to my parents' time, because after that, any restriction on me has been self-imposed, right? If someone tells me I can't do it, then I really can do it if I choose to do it, right? So it's a parental. It goes back to parental. So the thing I wasn't.
Stephen Hill. What did you want to do?
A growing afro. Growing afro. I was not. It was easy, right? But the way that people have answered the question different ways. But the question was what you were not allowed to do. I was not allowed to grow an afro, and if I could right now, in this moment, for sure, I would grow an afro. Next.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd love to hear from you. It's something as difficult as growing an afro.
What about you,
drums? Mine was really because I was able to play every sport I wanted to play. I was a catcher in softball. I was, I would like to have been the shortstop on the Chicago Cubs, but that was, that was a job that they would give to anyone. So it really wasn't. They're like, hey kid, come over here. So Myra, quite honestly, I was able to play football. I was able to play softball. I was not a swimmer. And I played field hockey, so I was able to do all of those sports and play basketball too. So it wasn't anything like that. And perhaps the only thing I wanted to do was to be like the announcer for an awards program or something like that. Like I love the fact that MC Light has the corner market on all of those jobs because I just think that would be so much fun. But other than that. And it's not
so
that
there's nothing. You got nothing? You got nothing? There's nothing you were not allowed to do.
Nothing that the world was my oyster. If I wanted to do it, my mom and my dad would find a way to make it happen for me.
I used to think the boys used to make really cool things in wood shop. And I was like, I'm like, why are we stuck in home sitting here making little pot holders, aprons, and they're over there sawing and cutting and, making stuff. I was like, I always thought back then it should have been co-ed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So let's make sure. So your parents were fine with you bringing boys back to your room?
When I was 21.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. Let's go with 16, 15, 14. You were allowed to bring boys back in your room?
When they were out of town. Oh, look, Deborah Clark.
No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. No. That's not when it was allowed. You stuck that one. So the answer might be.
I never would have done that. No. If they said I could not, there's some things I just would not have done.
Right, but you weren't allowed. That's the point. You weren't allowed.
Well, their house, their rules.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 16, 17, and I was away at living in France for a summer, or I was at summer camp, or theater camp, or whatever, and if I wanted to bring a boy back to my room,
you got on me because I was analyzing the question, but you weren't allowed to have boys in your room. That's the answer.
And we weren't allowed to have, but we did, yeah.
Conjugal visits. I was like, that's the only thing that I wasn't allowed to have. But do I wish I was allowed to have? No. Like I'm cool on that.
You're good with that. Yolanda, what did Deborah say? She wanted auto mechanics. Deborah Clark Fairfax on YouTube said, I wanted to take auto mechanics in high school and was told girls go to home ec. That is Myra. That's what Myra said.
Yep, back in the day. Yep.
Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube, mixed colors. I wanted to wear pink and purple together and wanted to be a summer
model, but it was probably a trendsetter, just a fashion.
A fashionista.
Okay. Yeah.
Aubrey W on YouTube. The one thing I've always wanted to do was to be a drum major, but my mama didn't want me to be in the band. She wanted me and my siblings to focus on our studies. Oh, that's what so that's what I would like to do. If I had the money, I would fulfill people's dreams of doing something like that. Like, Myra, I would give you that drum set and just let you go to town. And pad your walls and everything so the neighbors aren't calling you. Stephen Hill, I would find somebody to do the hair plugs, give you the afro. And Kwyn, I would find a gallery that loves people who have no talent and they want to see your art.
I love that.
So what I'm taking away from this is that Kwyn, I'm gonna go with Tin Man, Myra, Lion, and I'm the Scarecrow, Sybil's Dorothy. The Wiz. I'm sorry, Sybil's the Wiz. Sybil's the Wiz. Just giving us what we want.
Fear one.
Barbara Ferguson on YouTube. Not that I wasn't allowed, but I wanted to be an electrician, but I did not see women doing it. So I got a degree in accounting, and they're making great money now, Barbara, I must say. Whether you're in HVAC or engineering or electricity, yeah, they're making good money. Sharon D. Humphrey Fletcher on Facebook. I wanted to fly airplanes. I did once in high school because I signed my parents' name, but after they found out, it was over. Mind you, I'm in my late 60s. It's not too late, Barbara. It's not too late.
Mm.
Really. Annette Brady. Get an afro wig on Facebook. Come on, Stephen Hill.
That's assuming that I don't already have one.
That's true. That's very true. There's Shirley Ann Tony Davis on Facebook. I wanted to teach special education and I love doing it. But it wasn't something that you weren't allowed to do, right, Shirley? That's what we're talking about. One of those things like, nope, you're a girl, you can't do this. Nope, you're a boy, you can't be a ballerina. Something like that. Sonia Maples on YouTube. I wanted to drive an 18-wheeler 4 years ago, and now I have road rage.
Bad combination.
Woo-wee, I swear. Oh my goodness. DHP on YouTube. I sung in the young adult choir, and the director told me maybe you should try the Ursha board. That's very funny. That's very funny. Thank you for playing our little game. I appreciate it. Do we have Stephen, how do you think of anything else besides the afro? No activity, no.
Oh no, I can bring girls to my room all the time. So nothing. I'm good.
What? That was the beauty of going to boarding school, huh?
That is indeed.
Are you guys able or allowed to eat food in your room, or did you only have to eat it in the kitchen?
Oh no, we were allowed to. We had food that moved.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
we had portable food.
I'm just impressed with the fact that all of you all said your room. Like, oh, y'all had your own room as a child.
In the kitchen, we could bring food upstairs to our bedroom, and we could eat in the living room.
Oh,
ever?
No.
Ever.
Only at the kitchen table. Only
at the kitchen table. Yeah.
Is that right?
It's so funny. Jaden's mother is maniacal about that. Like my Faithful Ward's mother is maniacal about when he's there, like no food in the room, no food in the room. But like I kind of send in mixed messages because I'm just like I just want you to eat well. Don't matter where, just eat well.
Right. Yeah, it's like but at your mom's house, you know what the rules are. But here, and you can bring girls there too.
Girls and food, it's a regular Caligula.
Don't forget the Dionysian Wine Festival too while you're at it. All right, let's move to trending events, shall we? Kwyn, what do you have going on these days besides looking for Thai food 2.5, 3, 4, 5 days away from you?
I am participating in my first authors festival this weekend. At Massanutten Regional Public Library. So I'll be having my books for sale. I'm actually going to raffle off 2 of my poetry books, just give them away at the end of Poetry Month. But yeah, so if you're in the Harrisonburg, Virginia area and you're not weird, please come by inside the library. It'll be from noon to 4. Then I'll also be on a panel about how to bring your ideas to life.
This is Saturday.
This is Saturday, April 13th at noon. And I think outside that, I think that's it. My brain can't more than that, but yes.
And I especially love the "if you're not weird" part.
For real, because
Myra J, what about you? What you got going on?
Just looking forward to the end of the month when I'll be sailing on that fantastic voyage.
Yes.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Fantastic voyage. Stephen Hill, you and the Songbird, Shantae. Now that you have
Can I
traveled,
give you two things? Can I give you two things?
Of course.
Right. In not in chronological order, and an increasing amount of importance. On the 20th of April, I will be under the Brooklyn Bridge playing all Prince music for an open tech rehearsal for a park that's there. It's kind of like a sneak. It's not sneak now because I'm talking about it here. But it's a little sneak thing going on, and it is unfortunately we are noting the eighth anniversary of the passing of Prince, but playing a celebratory Prince music throughout the night. I am a DJ. I'm very scared. I am very I was like, I don't know what to do. D Nice, how do I DJ like in front of people? He's like, I'll give you a controller and then give you lessons. So I got lessons from the top. But the most important thing is this Sunday night on my Instagram Live, we will be celebrating America's newest teenager, Luca. My nephew turns 13 on Sunday, so we will be having a musical celebration on my IG Live at Stephen Grants Hill on IG. And he and I will be in Luca's lair, looping live from Luca's lair, celebrating his 13th birthday, and greetings to the America's newest teenager.
Oh my God.
And also, very quick, I would be remiss if I did not wish my son, Michael, happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, nice. You gave him life, and now you're giving him a birthday greeting.
And that's the gift right there. Breathe in, son, breathe out. That's the gift. The gift of life right there.
The gift that keeps on taking.
Okay, spoken like a true parent. Absolutely. Let's talk about what happened in the news today. A New York appeals judge denied Donald Trump a third, a 1, a 2, a 3, a third last ditch attempt this week to delay his April 15th trial on charges stemming from the hush money paid to an adult movie star, Stormy Daniels, paving the way for the first ever trial of a former U.S. president. During an earlier hearing, his lawyer said the trial should be delayed because the Justice Juan Merchan, who is overseeing the case, has not yet ruled on their request for the judge to recuse himself. And the Trump lawyer said Merchan was wrong to deny their request to bar prosecutors from presenting Trump's tweets during his 2017 to 2021 presidential term as evidence. He said presidential immunity should be preventing the prosecutors from presenting those posts as evidence. But they also don't like the judge because his daughter, his grown daughter, has worked for Democratic organizations, and especially one that was promoting the Barack Obama presidency. And he's like, she's a grown woman. That doesn't have nothing to do with me, but you can't talk about her the way you have other people. And I'm telling you, and you know, I got the, you know what, I got to tell you, no, you can't do this.
Here's something I encourage you to consider. You know, you don't say that everybody's a movie star. There's some people who just act in movies. Why is it when it comes to pornographic actors, like everybody's a pornographic star? She's a porn star. Stormy Daniels is a pornographic actress. I'm not quite sure she makes the star. I'm not sure she makes the star billing. Like she's there. She's like the fifth waitress in the restaurant in Pulp Fiction, right? She's like so this whole like she's a porn star. No, Stormy Daniels is a pornogaphic actress, and I think we should.
I don't even use the porn word. I say adult film.
I'm sorry. Yes. All right. Now I'm porn phobic, so I gotta now.
Good night.
I actually watched the Adult Film Star Awards once, and it was so funny to me because these women, I mean, they were coming on stage in evening gowns and tuxedos, and I'm sitting there going, I don't recognize nobody with their clothes on. You know?
Trump's lawyers, many people said, brought the request too late. And this is because the trial is scheduled to begin on Monday. The former president and current presidential candidate is accused of covering up a $130,000 hush money payment that his former lawyer, and now we'll talk to anybody about anything, Michael Cohen, made to the porn star, not adult film star, Stormy Daniels for
Adult film actress. Adult film actress. Adult film actress.
Adult film actress.
She's not like the Nicole Kidman. She's not the Nicole Kidman of.
She's not the Meryl Streep of adult.
She's not the Meryl Streep. Like, right? How many awards? To Myra's point, how many awards has she gotten dressed up for? Probably none.
Thank you.
Probably none. What? Meanwhile, Rocco Siffredi. I'm sorry. Never mind. Keep going. Oh my bad. Never mind. Keep going. Never mind. Keep going. My bad.
No idea who he's talking about.
That makes it clear.
So this is a sexual encounter that they had before the 2016 election. Now, money is on who is going to show up to support him in this trial, and how much money is being put on Melania.
What I say? Not the wife. She's walking around the house in that coat that said, "I don't care." Do you?
Yeah, do you? Right. He has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records and denies any such encounter with the porn actress, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford. And so we'll see what happens. But all eyes are going to be on this courthouse, this Manhattan courthouse, on Monday.
So if he's convicted, will this prevent him from being the president of the United States? That's the big question.
No.
If convicted.
No.
All right. Well, I don't really care.
It's not a federal trial, is it?
I don't know. I don't care because nobody who's supporting Trump will care. He will probably get more followers after this than he did before. So this is just a one big commercial for Trump.
And
but if the conviction could have kept him in the office,
the Christian community probably will up their endorsements of him. So we'll see what happens. But it is going to be historic, where a former president on trial for such a thing. 3 people were shot at the end of a Ramadan event that with around 1,000 people in attendance in West Philadelphia today. According to police, it happened at 47th Street and Girard Avenue around 2:30. And the police commissioner said 5 people are in custody, including a 15-year-old. A 15-year-old was shot by police responding to the scene and taken to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Shot by police twice in the shoulder and the leg. A 22-year-old and another person were also shot, and they are both in stable condition. And they say 5 guns were recovered. A child in the area of the shooting, not the 15-year-old, was struck by a police car responding to the scene and suffered a broken leg. But that is not the way you bring it into a Ramadan celebration, obviously. It's just.
Now, didn't they report that the shooting actually was not in connection with Ramadan?
Right, but it was in the area where the ceremony was taking place.
Right.
But to even have that in your space, it's like it just goes against everything that they stand for, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Myra, you are a Delta Airlines flyer. Stephen Hill, are you?
Maritally, I now have to be kind of because my wife is a Delta. So that kind of makes me one as well now.
Oh, okay. Well, they're making some changes in the boarding process, and I don't understand what this means because I thought they had already done this. They are starting May 1st, an effort to speed up the loading of passengers into their planes. Go! just picture
Pretty much.
You know that you have zone numbers for when you get on Delta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zone. Mm-hmm. Well, they're introducing numbered boarding zones for all flights, meaning the customers will have a zone number assigned to them instead of the boarding groups labeled by the airline or fare class, such as Sky Priority or Basic Economy. You know, you get on last, and you may get inside the plane if you're lucky, going Basic Economy. They said the orders will not change, but the group names will. Well, what the big flipping difference is the group name?
Delta's doing a whole lot of scrambling and going nowhere. Nowhere. I read about it. I didn't understand it, period. I'm like, I want to get on with the pilots. That's how I feel. As much as they charge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the big news is that the group names are now named after adult film actors. The John Holmes section, John Holmes section, please. Deidre Sullivan, go right. Okay.
I wish I knew some names to toss in there. I have no reference.
Yeah, I was just thinking of something. I was like,
I got nothing. I got nothing. So Stephen Hill, you can toss in more if you got them.
No, it's okay. Rocco Siffredi, you're gone. You're right there. Rusty Malone. No. You need more. You need more room. Wait, we'll take. Okay.
It's funny. Alan Weisselberg. This is Donald Trump's ace boon coon, the Trump Organization chief financial officer. He's going back to prison because he lied. They reached a plea agreement, said he was going to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, and will keep you out of jail. He lied. He perjured himself and committed a fraud in this civil fraud case. He's pleaded guilty to 2 counts of perjury, and they said he admitted to giving false testimony regarding the size of former Donald Trump's triplex, the size of his apartment. He lied about that, and so they're saying, well, we're going to give you more time in jail to think about what you've done. One of the initial counts was related to false sworn testimony in May of last year, a discovery deposition. He lied in a deposition. And the other 2 counts stem from his testimony in the civil fraud trial, in which he and the longtime boss were found liable for fraud and other related allegations. He was released from jail from a 5-month jail sentence after 100 days for good behavior. So now he's going to go back for lying and probably will do as little time as possible for good behavior, and then we'll come out and lie again. What's the point?
He's a little long in the tooth to be going back. You know what I'm saying? He's a little long in the tooth. At this point, you need to be singing like the Mississippi Mass Choir. Okay,
that kind of loyalty you can't buy. I
give them the full song and the remix. What else you need to know? Ain't going to jail for nobody.
That is crazy.
That is interesting.
That's just bananas. Okay, moving on to entertainment. Do you remember the name of a child actor? His name was Bobby J. Thompson.
Absolutely.
You remember Bobby J. Thompson, right? He was
the Tracy Jordan show first.
Yep.
Oh, he was brilliant. He's one of those kids where you looked at me like, oh, he's been here before.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right. So he was a little kid. I think he played Tracy Morgan's son, if I'm not mistaken, on the show. So he now claims that Tracy Morgan mistreated him on the set of their old sitcom in the 2000s, alleging that he was a straight up bully because Bobby J was funnier than Tracy. The former child actor was on a.
Was he the little kid who kind of looked like an old man?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we were talking about that. Yes, he was funny. Yeah. He's very funny. He's very
yes, he was funnier than Tracy.
And he said it really pissed Tracy off.
Really?
Yeah. I understand that to be true. I believe that.
He said that Morgan dealt with him back in those days. It's a little hard to, what happened, but he says that he severely berated him. And the way he tells it, he was angry at the then 7-year-old kid for stealing laughs that Tracy apparently thought he deserved as the TV show's lead star.
That's really sad because it's enough pressure on these child actors anyway. I was on a show and just teasing, the kids teasing each other offset. Mm-hmm. They're getting ready to shoot. One of the kids are crying, and you forget that these are actual, children. And they're like, okay, let's set him up for action. And he's got tears coming down his face. And I just wanted to give him a hug. Like, come on, you guys. They're still children.
Absolutely.
He said he cussed him out and told him to simmer down. He claims that Tracy would badmouth him to the producers at times and go on to say that in more recent years, Tracy's been trying to make it seem like he loved the kid back then. And according to Bobby J, he says that that couldn't be further from the truth. And it hurts him to this day that Tracy was so rough on him, especially he looked up to him in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson stated that, what's his name? Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker
Never spoke to her on the set of Good Times. Would never speak to her.
Why?
Well, he's probably jealous of her talent.
He didn't like kids. He didn't.
He was like the W.C. Fields of. Don't like kids that bother me.
Yeah.
Wow, that's too bad.
Weird.
And then the other side of it, we were talking about the kids on the set and quiet on the set. Have you guys seen that documentary?
I heard about
I haven't
it.
seen it yet.
Whew. Yeah. Here we have Yogi's Jewel. Personal respite care breaks are necessary to maintain a positive outlook and a peaceful mindset. So inhale personal respite care. Exhale the stress.
Nice.
Mr. Marcus, it's time for your section to board. Mr. Marcus, come on board.
And
Holly Hunter, the Holly Hunter section.
And all the swinging low, come on to the back.
Whoa.
That's right. That's right. Johnny Sins, don't interfere with the landing gear. Just tuck it in.
That's not a stick shift. Okay, all right, you guys.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.